get the cheat code, I'm a beast. They should've never let me out of leash. Stop all the cap, I'm just tryna see. You really back what you talk on the beat. They put me in, I'ma walk on the beat. I eat my plate and it make me obese. I been pushing lyrics like a Kingpin. And Wendy day we got no rings.
What's up, guys?
What's happening?
Hello, baby.
Hola.
Another episode of
Urban
Cheat
Hippies.
Code. I did see in one of our last episodes, they were putting in the comments cheaters,
Jump starters. We got an
starters.
email
I like
about jump starters.
Yeah,
People,
I like that whole explanation.
our supporters.
Yeah, one of our
tapped in.
supporters sent us an email and was like, you know what?
From Barcelona, Spain is where that came
Spain.
from.
So shout out Spain.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys are throwing some comments down there so we know where you're from, man. Give us a roll call. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But definitely,
I like
jump
that,
starters was pretty cool. Cheat coders. I seen
Coders, that's all. That was dope.
I like coders too.
Yeah, somebody went on like ham and cheese with the coders on one episode. I think we
Yeah,
were
they
asking
kept
for
going
names. They
crazy
just kept
on
going
the
crazy with
Yeah.
coders. So I don't know what the jury's still out. Maybe you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna
Poll.
start a poll.
That's what's that.
Pause.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, pause,
We're gonna
yeah.
start a poll. So
That's a
we're gonna get in
pause.
the poll or get on the poll, fellas and ladies, and gentlemen and children, boys and
Of all
girls
ages.
of all ages and shapes and sizes. Make sure you go to the YouTube community, and we promise we're gonna get more active in the YouTube community. We've been slacking because we're trying to build our Instagram followings, like one platform at a time.
We almost at 10K.
Almost.
We should be at 10K.
Well, I think we
by
should
now.
be at 10K by the time you guys watch this. We should
we
be
will
over
be by the
10K
time-
by the time
by
you
the
guys
time we
watch
watch
this.
this. Yeah.
Over. But definitely something to look out for. Check the community. We're going to go with a poll, and we're going to see whoever, whatever name goes with, the two, 3 names, and then we'll help maybe a graphic designer or something come up with a logo for our community or something.
love that.
Maybe give somebody some shout outs or something like that. Maybe throw a little advertisement for them, bling, down there or something in the
that.
lower thirds. Shout out to our graphic guy. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Dear Wendy,
Oh dear God.
what are points on an album, and
Oh,
what does
that's
each
easy.
point mean?
Points is slang for percentage points. So points on an album, if there's 100% of money coming in and you get 3 points, it means you get 3% of the retail selling price, the money that comes in, or the wholesale selling price of meaning the money that comes in. And that's for hard copies. Points are mostly given today to producers. So a producer might get an advance of $5,000 and then points on the album. So they're getting if it's 3 points, they're getting 3% of the retail selling price of that hard copy.
You know that. And does the label, who gets majority of the points, the label and the artist, or?
The label always gets the majority of the money in any situation. Without even reading a contract, I can answer that one for you. Yeah, the label. Whoever puts up the money usually makes the lion's share of the money, and they're always the first to get paid.
Got it. Okay, cool. Could we speak on quality versus quantity, Kingpin?
Great question.
Quality versus quantity.
Because both matter.
Yeah, I mean, at what phase in an artist's career are we talking about? As an
Either or.
independent artist that is just coming up, and chances are you went to the computer, you went to Guitar Center, you bought you a studio in a box, came home, you went on a website and you leased a couple beats and shit, and you started recording yourself or in the closet, the $20 sessions. That I don't expect that quality to be HD.
At what point does quantity work, and what point does only
At the beginning,
quality
you
work?
should be putting out quantity.
Okay.
You should be finding your rhythm. You should be putting out as much music relative to your genre. You should be experimenting. You should be failing as much as you can in the beginning.
And fail
You don't
fast.
want to fail when you got a plan in place, because that means having to restructure the plan and starting over almost in essence every time. So fail as much as you can at the beginning. Put out as much music as you can.
Fail fast.
That doesn't mean
You fail fast. Got it.
to just throw anything out. Okay, so there has to be a certain quality control list, if you will, or a list of standards, a minimum requirements that you're going to have, and that's going to evolve as you go on. Just like your life, right now, if you're listening to this podcast and you're making X amount of dollars a year and you're surviving and you're making it do and you're living every day. If somebody were to come drop $100,000 on you all of a sudden, the things that you're experiencing are going to be a little bit different. So your way of living is going to change. So all of that stuff factors in my opinion. All of those experiences are going to change the quality of your music. You're going to know who it is that you're talking to. The deeper you get into the realm of the music business, you're going to start to work with different producers, different engineers. You're going to find somebody that mixes the songs the way that you like, that is within your price range and you feel can give you the quality that meets or supersedes any type of quality control that anybody can have. So yeah, man, it's an evolution. At the beginning, fail and fail fast. Put out as much music as you can, but understand that until you start to tend to the business, you're not in the music business. The minute you start to tend to the business, that becomes when you start being in the music business. That means every dollar from that moment on should be accounted for because you're going to want to justify where that dollar went. Does that make sense?
Correct.
So quantity at the beginning, yes, unleash the gates of hell. But
I'm so easy on artists. I think we can all agree. I'm probably, of the three of us, I'm the one that's most forgiving.
Right.
In this area, I am not. It needs to be quantity that is quality. And I'm really hard on artists for this because you've got nothing else to do but make and deliver music in the beginning. So if you're delivering shitty songs, that's not acceptable.
Amen.
They've got to get better.
Amen.
You've got to fail fast. You've got to figure out who you are and what your lane is pretty quickly if you're going to do this for a living. If you're just a hobbyist, this is not for you. But if you're going to do this for a living, your product has to be amazing as soon as possible. And you need to have a lot of it. So if you're an artist that can only make one song a month or one good song a month, maybe this isn't for you. But if you're somebody that can go in the studio and bang out 10 songs in a night and 5 of them are good, maybe this is for you. You know, it's got to be great music. There's 60,000 uploads to Spotify daily. On Chartmetric, when you look just at the hip hop genre, there's 7 million artists. That's your competition. You've got to stand out. And I'm going to be really hard on artists here because if you're not good enough, do this as a hobby. Do this on the side. Do it because you enjoy it. Make money somewhere else and put out your music because you just want to share it with the world. But if you're doing this for a living, you've got to be an Olympiad. It's got to be fucking amazing.
you got to want to be elite.
You've got to be elite.
I appreciate that because I feel like artists, I think some people should just do this shit on the side
Because you
and
enjoy
not
it.
try to
Right.
take it.
Right.
Because if you're not going to put in the work,
Absolutely.
Why are you
Step
wasting
back.
anyone's
Why are you
time?
wasting
What is the
time
work?
and money?
Can we talk about what that is? What is the work that an artist must put in? We know
The
what the
promotion of
hypotheticals,
your
and the
music.
reason I say that is because somebody that may be watching this may not necessarily be an artist. They may be a parent to an artist. They may be a momager or a dadager.
Right.
Or they may be a supporter of somebody and they're like, you know what, these people are just talking. And the only reason I say that is because I've heard people that aren't in the music industry talking about what we talk about.
Of course.
So it's kind of bleeding
course.
through. So what's the work that's required?
It's the marketing and the promotion of the creative that you've made. So the work is spreading the awareness of the fact that you've got music and a brand and who you are. And that could be done in many factors. It could be done on a stage. It could be done through influencer marketing. It could be done by doing an interview with a blog. It could be just you walking around with a picket sign of who you are.
Right.
There's a myriad of ways to do it. There's digital ads.
That's a nice Scrabble
There's
word.
So
myriad.
many.
it's one of our first viral moments, consistency, posting, updating everything consistently, doing everything consistently, posting your merch consistently,
Yes.
going out, meeting people
Engaging with
consistently,
your
engaging
social media
on Instagram, your social
posts,
media
yes.
consistently, doing everything that you need to do
Everything you need
consistently,
to do.
and then executing whatever plan it is consistently. I
Right.
feel like people come up with a
Yes.
plan but never execute their plan.
Exactly. And by the way, it's like 12 jobs. Like this is not one job. Like as an artist in the very beginning, you don't have a team. You're doing it all pretty much yourself until you have proof of concept.
Because nobody believes in you.
Because nobody
in the
believes in
beginning.
you but you.
Nobody
Exactly.
even really knows in the beginning, actually. You have to start telling people. If you don't say anything, you don't market yourself to at least the couple people that you know, how will you even think about marketing to people
And
that
they're
you
not
don't
gonna
know?
take you
When you
seriously.
say people don't believe in you, you mean people don't think you're
They don't know
talented.
you.
seriously.
They don't take you seriously.
They don't know you're talented enough to give you shit for free.
No, they don't know you're serious because how many people have come up to you and said, I'm a singer, I'm an artist, I'm a dancer, I'm a whatever, I'm an influencer, I'm this, I'm that, until there's proof of concept, until you've shown people,
Yeah, I have to
okay, look, I'm
believe.
doing it.
Yeah.
You've got to prove that you could do it.
Okay.
You've got to prove there's a
You can
market
even
for
be
you.
good to me, and I still won't believe until I actually see
Movement
you-
forward.
movement and
Same.
consistency. Because I see dope artists all the time. I
All the
remember
time.
this one artist gave me a amazing song, And I just was like, man, you're super dope.
They wanted you
My
to do the work.
UPS guy is a rapper.
And he's just not
dope,
consistent
but
at all.
he's a UPS
and I'm over here
driver.
like, I'm not finna do it for you. I
Correct.
don't know. You think you could just hand it to me? I'm just gonna make you into a
That's what they think. They
mega
think you
superstar.
can sprinkle fairy dust or touch them with a wand and make them famous. I wish it were that easy.
Yeah.
The
So do
stuff
I.
I did with Lil Baby and Fly Guy DC was just a part of who he already was. I just was one of the first to do it. I
You
wasn't-
intensified it.
I just amplified
You
who
amplified
he
it. I
already
love
was. He already was that. I amplified
That's
it.
what I do.
people-
I amplify artists.
It kills me when people hit me with the whole, I've been doubted and like we at the beginning nobody is supposed to believe in you. You haven't done shit to be believed in.
Correct.
Why would that be a crutch that's accessible? Why would that be a crutch that's allowed? That's fucking coward shit. Nobody is supposed to believe in you. Nobody is supposed to root for you to get across the finish line until you get across the finish line for their team.
Right.
I gotta root for you
Right.
because you're playing basketball? Fuck you. You play for the Heat? Go you. That's the reality of life, man. We need
Yeah.
to take the fucking best fucking the fourth place ribbon back out of the fucking equation, bro. You don't get a participation ribbon in life. This ain't that. And in this business, somebody will blow their brains out today because they used their last money on and put it on a record and it didn't do right. Somebody will sit in the car, bro, and think about paying rent or paying for studio time. Today, somebody will make that decision, bro.
And how about this?
Who the fuck is supposed to believe in you but you?
But how about this?
Right.
How about when you make it or if you make it, you have to work harder.
To
Yes.
stay there.
Yes.
Because now you have to stay there
Yes.
because the
And that's
fall
harder
off
than
is going to
getting
be
there.
very fast
Yes.
if you do not be as consistent as
nobody
possible.
talks about that.
We don't talk about that.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
It's extremely
The
difficult.
minute you drop one record and it hits for that day, that was one of 60,000. Tomorrow, your record will be one of 120,000.
20,000.
The day after, it will be one of 180,000.
Exactly.
The math is there that somebody will come
Yes.
behind you with a bigger and better record and
Yes.
slap you out the fucking way.
Yes.
What you do to remain on top is what will determine your longevity.
And saying you're going to do something isn't the equivalent of actually doing something. Like when we started this podcast,
I hate
didn't
saying.
I didn't
hate
go
the
around
saying
and tell
part,
people,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm starting a podcast." No, we just fucking did it.
Fact. And we just surprised everybody.
I didn't even talk about it until like our third or fourth
Episode, yeah.
posted episode.
Yeah.
And we're filming these like way in advance. So
Yeah.
don't tell me what you're going to do. Just do it and say, here's what I've done. More importantly, here's the reaction to what I've done.
And
Because I don't care what you've done.
if I could
care
say
about
this
the reaction.
too, I don't care if we don't get one like on a video.
Agreed.
I don't.
Agreed.
I don't put it out with the intention. That's why we advertise it to let people know there's information that you want, but it's the equivalent
That's
of
why
writing
we
a
do it.
book and putting it up there like, hey man, stop asking me what the fuck it is you need to be successful, and here.
Here it is.
You want me to do it for you? Then there's the book and information, bro.
Exactly.
You know what
Hit me
I
in the
do?
hip.
You know what I do? Because my DMs are still always flooded. I send them
The links.
the links to
Yes.
the cheat code. I say,
Yes.
just go through this
Yes.
and read it,
Yes.
Yeah, I personally,
or
I,
at least
smart.
watch.
Yeah.
I do
Or
this for the
listen.
this for the love of the sport. I do this because I love to iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
And every time I come here and I sit down with you guys, I either get a solution from one of you guys or I'm able to figure one out in my head. So to me, it's one of the greatest blessings is to be able to come
Agreed.
here and find
The sharpening of the
solutions
knives.
for common problems
Yes.
because we're all three in different facets of the music industry, but we're all in the same industry and trying to find solutions for all of the people that we represent, our teams and our clients
Right.
and ourselves is paramount to our success.
I agree.
We're
feel like-
solution based.
I feel like the emotions are all similar because we all do different things, but our emotion is there. And
And our passion's there.
passion's
and our
there.
success is there. We're all successful at what we do.
the W, the win. Like again, I could say it every episode. I want to win.
I want to make a billionaire. I'm really that's the shit I'm on right now. Like during the pandemic, there was a billionaire made every 18 hours, and I'm trying to make a billionaire. Like that's real shit. That's really what my goal is. Like one of my life goal is infamy. I want to be forever. I'm never gonna die. My name will live forever. I want to be the prescription in this shit. But my immediate goal is I want to make a billionaire. I want to help one of these guys get over the hump and make a billionaire. And let's keep pushing. Now that we made one, let's see if we can make 3
I feel like for me,
every 18 hours. That's a fact.
my goal is to help people faster than people helped me. So these two people that are in here right now, Jameek and Sable, I feel like I've been around them a little younger, for them younger in their careers than people were there for me. I feel like I recognize who they are and how they want to win
I love
more than the money.
Right.
So what I try to do is once I analyze that and I can say, okay, I feel like I can trust you. Here's all this information. Just come around me as well too, because sometimes when you come around, you can pick up things. Because I'm gonna come around
They're
your
gonna
person
see stuff
too.
that you don't see.
I just want to hang out with you because I know I'm gonna pick something up today. I want to be around you. I'll call you because I know I'm gonna pick something up from you.
Absolutely, soaking up.
Which is why we're here now, because I feel like that one day I talked to you and then I turned around and talked to you and you had me down on the phone about that artist. I said, yo, this is it. We have to sit down here and do this. But I feel like I'm a tree and I want my branches to be people that can be better than me. Absolutely. I don't give a fuck if no one, if I'm better than anybody else. I want them to be better than me.
They will be, because the starting point is you. You see what I'm saying? So they can only get better than you.
Facts.
If
and
they
that's a
want
blessing.
Can't want it for anybody else.
If they want it.
Well, they obviously do.
Attitude reflects leadership.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as long as you're a strong leader, and as long as you're doing things to continue to grow your brand and providing opportunities, the reason people tune into our show is to catch us fucking up. They want to catch us in a lie. They want to catch us. They want to, bitch, I got you. And no, it's not. Everything that we tell you in a meeting, we tell you right here on the show. There's no difference in strategy. It's 1,000, trust me.
It's the meeting right here.
Because they come here to say they want to learn, but they want to catch us fucking up because they feel that we are in a position to let them through the gates. Anybody that's watching this is not watching this because we're handsome or cute or any of that shit. And shout out to y'all, two beautiful individuals.
I love the beard trim, by the way.
They watch this because of the information that they provide. And then there are the people that watch it for the information that they think we're going to not give them or backtrack on. Well, in episode 3, you said this. And in episode 11, you said this. So you're part of the problem. And no, it's not. We're not the problem. We're trying to offer you the solutions to the problems. And hopefully with the questions of the day, you guys will be able to reach out to Ferrari and we can address some of your personal problems on here. Because I think that's one of the benefits of the question of the day and the social media and the TikToks. And even now what you're doing with the TikTok program is addressing people directly. Broad generalizations don't work anymore.
I hope somebody does misunderstand what I say. I hope I do say something.
We had one a couple of episodes ago.
And then episode 14. I hope that happens because my biggest thing is you can't just take what we say as gospel, law. Yeah. You've got to go do the research yourself.
That's right.
Because you want to be able to apply this to you, and I'm not in your skin. I can't tell you what to do and how to do it. I can only tell you what has worked for me. And if you're smart, you'll recreate it as a starting point, as a jumping off point. And then you'll make it better as you grow through this. And hopefully you'll teach your level to somebody coming up behind you, and it'll get better. Just like basketball has gotten better through the ages.
Right.
Like the stuff that Michael Jordan was doing that I was saying wow to is commonplace today.
Now, right.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
You've elevated the starting point.
Correct.
So you are
I raised the bar.
You raised the bar. You are a
I
true
raised the bar every fucking
pioneer
day.
and tastemaker for the industry. So
every day I raise the bar.
Shout out to everybody that's soaking up this game.
Shout out to your beard.
Question
trying to get aerodynamic on you.
I'm so glad you did. I love this look.
Trying to get faster.
Sexy man.
Dear Wendy, Kingpin, and Ferrari.
All three of us get a question of the day now.
Oh boy.
Where do you guys see the future of radio going?
Where do we see the future of radio going? They're not going to knock down all of the radio antennas. Radio will be here till the end of time. If they decided to knock out television antennas, radio will be here till the end of time. Somebody can go in their car right now. There's pirate radio stations in Miami. There are people that have radio stations, transmitters in their car and ride around and broadcast radio stations from their car. As long as radio antennas, transmitters exist, a radio station will be able to reach people. And as long as those people have a means to consume that product off of radio, radio will always be a powerhouse in reaching people. Because the only way to sell them something is to give it to them over and over and over, establish a value to it, put people in the commercial smiling, granddads and kids eating the burger, always happy, moving fast when they're wearing the new shoes. You don't ever see a person like in a commercial like, damn, I got my last $80, but my fucking kid really wants these Jordans. Let me go out here and fucking do what I got to do to get a last 120 so this motherfucker can have these shoes that I know he's going to fuck up in 2 weeks, but That's not the commercial. The commercial is, he wants to be a basketball star? I'm going to buy him Jordans, do what it takes because I have the disposable income. And it moves things around for us. So as a culture, I think it's all affected and all tied in. Sorry for going on a rant.
I've been so wrong about radio for the past few years because I thought it would have been gone by now only because you don't choose what you hear. You know, I thought when Spotify came along, it would knock out radio, but it didn't. So it tells me that curation has value. Mm-hmm. And then I watch Clubhouse come along and blow up and then recede. So I thought, well, maybe radio is going to go a little bit more democratic or more crowdsourced, if you will. I can't answer this question. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm just really glad that it's here because it's still, in 2022, the most effective way to market an artist that has a radio-ready song.
Let me share something with you, okay?
Please.
Playlist, okay? Everybody thought playlist was going to be the next wave. Unless you pay for a premium subscription to that platform, you're not going to listen to that playlist. You're going to listen to whatever songs are on that playlist and whatever songs are being advertised that are going to be pumped into that playlist. So
it's like radio.
It's fucking radio. Except that this radio, somebody has to pay $14.99 a month for. Terrestrial radio,
free,
Frisco, website, stream, Twitch, live. Ferrari going remote, I can go to his Instagram live. I don't have to go to the website.
Right.
So where radio is, they're making so much money half-assing it. They don't need to invest the extra resources to optimize their digital experience so that they in tune could take over. Could you imagine a FM radio station that provided their on-air talent a la ESPN? Do your show, and then you have your own internet radio show that you can come over here and broadcast on the radio station if you so choose. And if you choose as a commitment, we need you 3 hours a week, blase, squaze, Stephen A. Smith, or these guys, they come in there, do their show, then they go to their cubby hole and they do their AM radio station, their podcast, and they do all of those different things. That's where radio is going to become in the next 5. They're going to have to because they're leaving too much money on the table.
Yeah.
So, tag me in.
Yeah.
So I think, I believe like a merge is going to happen. I don't know when. I feel like it's going to be a merge. I can't explain in my brain how I'm trying to process this information to say it. But I do know that you have interactive and then you have non-interactive. Radio is non-interactive, like meaning us listening.
FM station is non-interactive.
We can't control
what's playing.
We can only change the station. If you go to Apple, Spotify, we can control what we listen to because we choose. So I don't.
Only if you pay for the subscription.
Only if you pay for the subscription.
Because once you try to stream and all that, hey Jack, that's for the people who pay.
Right.
You got to listen to this commercial, bitch. We don't.
But I do feel like a merge can potentially happen where, and I think we kind of see it with the Sirius XM.
Serious?
Pandora.
YouTube. If you don't pay for YouTube Red, they pump your ass with commercials. You can't skip through videos. You can't fast forward. You listen to what I'm telling you. If you want to do what you guys want to do, you gotta pay. People don't have money to pay.
Which is why radio is free.
Frisco.
It's free. Radio is free, so it's
Freedom.
not gonna go anywhere.
Correct.
It's okay. You want to give me a commercial about fucking the new Summer Jam concert or Buddy's barbecue on the corner in between favorite songs? That's fine. These are the songs. When I don't like a song, I change the station. When the station gets enough of those notifications, they take that song the fuck out of rotation.
Correct.
Right.
Hey, Jack, you want it for free? You want to be able to enjoy and consume what the world has for free? Cool. If you want to pay.
Which is what the ratings come
now,
from.
when you pay, here's where it comes in. Tell me where YouTube is going to be in 10 years. Whole different fucking conversation. Tell me where Spotify might be in 10 years.
The radio is called TSL, time spent listening. They pay attention to all that.
And if I could say this,
every quarter hour, you
podcast, AM radio station is the great granddaddy of podcasting.
Facts.
Okay? Because there are still AM radio stations right now where people are getting on there, speaking, opinionated, open up the phone lines, Q&A, bring in interviews and guests. AM radio station is the granddaddy of podcasting.
Correct.
And as long as those platforms are around, Clubhouse.
And it's free.
Is now Twitter Spaces, is now Spotify Live. Catch me on Spotify Live. Radio stations, like, here's one for you, right? The Amazon AMP program, right? Also catch me on Amazon Amp. The Amazon Amp program, we can bring in people and listen to music. We can open up call lines and let people come in. Catch is, if your music, and this is what we had to find, that's why we're a part of all the beta programs, because we want to know the skinny.
Right.
Independent artists, if you're not getting at least 10 streams on your release when it's coming out, at least 10, it's not getting added to the Amazon interactive side. So that means that when these people, these curators are getting these Amazon Amp radio stations a la podcast, and they're able to stream music because it's licensed through Amazon,
right,
because your music is not getting enough action, it's not being added to the interactive side, these radio stations can't play it.
Right.
So same thing with Pandora. But, more of the story, radio stations, all of these platforms are trying to incorporate what radio has been doing for so long. Because the ability to reach people, that's why the internet was so vicious, because you could reach somebody on the West Coast the same exact time as the East Coast. It doesn't have to travel snail mail. You don't got to put it on a truck no more. You don't got to press the vinyl out there and then have it shipped, have a bitch go to the store. You don't have to do none of that no more. That doesn't exist. Now, so because that whole process has been eliminated, we have to, as consumers or as people in the industry, we have to understand that where once somebody got paid to package a record, wrap it up, put it in a box, put it in a truck, take that truck, put it in the store, put it on the shelves, that whole process has been eliminated. So that doesn't mean that record companies are making more money. It doesn't mean that the artists are making more money. That means that resource, all of that transfer of funds for services has now shifted to different types of services.
Right.
Whether they're
It's been
servicing,
disrupted.
it's been disrupted completely, and now it's been reallocated to form a new business model that'll help people reap that. I was watching it, shrinkflation. Are you guys hip? Shrinkflation. Google that, shrinkflation. I challenge you. 32-ounce Gatorade no longer exists. It's 28 ounces now for the same price. The bottle is slimmer. Consumers will know you're charging us more. They'll know you're charging us less. But if you change the bottle and don't charge a difference, you're still making your profit, still giving the consumer
Right.
what they want, and haven't disrupted the marketplace.
Right.
It's, Coca-Cola changing their can in 5 or 6 years, every 20 or 30 years or whatever it is.
Right.
So understanding that all of those things have to factor in with your brand, how you shift it. And radio is one of those things that'll always, people used to listen to TV on the radio. I'll let you soak that one in. War of the Worlds?
Yes.
A bitch thought the world was being invaded by aliens off of a man reading that shit on a book on the radio. Yeah, radio ain't going nowhere.
Cheat code.
Cheat code.